Good morning, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with all of you this morning. Let's hope that things, I'm back with the live stream. Oh, see, here we go. I already forgot one click. Oh, it's so good to be back with all of you. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I have really missed these live streams. I just love them. So thank you for your support and for showing up today. I really appreciate it. So let's dive in, shall we? Hello, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. You have given yourself a gift today, because every time that you are willing, you have given yourself a gift. And it doesn't matter what you're willing to do when it comes to love. That every time you are willing to step into love, to welcome love, to open yourself up to love, to put yourself in the path of love. Every time you are willing, you give yourself a gift. So take just one moment to breathe that gift, that awareness, that acceptance, and that embracing of the gift you've given yourself today. Wonderful. And this leads me into what I want to talk about with you today. I would like for you to turn your thoughts, your feeling self, your energetic self, to the focus of nourishing or nourishment. The question of how you nourish yourself is an important one to ask. So you can nourish yourself mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and physically. And you can also do the opposite. You can deprive yourself of important nourishment or nutrients that you need in order to thrive. Something that I feel happens so often with many of you is the postponement of nourishment. It's as if you have infinite time in which to nourish yourself at some distant point in the future or tomorrow. It can feel so easy to fall into old habits that do not nourish you. Habits that deprive you from what you need in order to grow, to expand, and to deepen your experience of self. And what can also happen is that as you grow and expand and deepen and evolve, what you need in order to nourish yourself changes. But let's say when you first became aware of yourself as a spiritual being and you stepped onto this path of spirituality and you learned about self-care. And maybe one of the things that you were exposed to was to relax in a bathtub, right? To put essential oils in, or maybe you have learned about my formula for a bath. And that in some ways was like the height of self-care. You had never given yourself the space to just relax in the bathtub. You never nourished yourself with essential oils or the salts, and this was a revelation for you. And then you started caring for your body in other small ways, giving yourself little gifts, right? Going out and treating yourself to lunch or something special with a friend. And maybe these were things that you had denied yourself for much of your life. But when you were encouraged to do them and you followed through and did them, it was wonderful. You felt as if you were indeed giving yourself a gift. But then maybe as the years progressed, taking a bath just became, something that you did that was still nurturing, but not so much of a revelation, that you were going into deeper things. And maybe there came a day where the bath didn't really nurture you as it once did. What can often happen is that when you are faced with this, that you don't get the same wow out of a particular action that you might drop the action, but you don't replace it with something else, something fuller, something deeper, something more expanded than simply a bath. And this is often why people's spiritual paths have such highs and lows. Because what worked for you at one point may not always work for you. Not that it works against you or that all of a sudden it is a terrible thing to take a bath and relax. No. But when you don't get the same amount of nourishment out of a particular action, and you drop that action, but you don't ask yourself, what are my needs today for nourishment? What is nourishing my mind, my heart, my body, my energy field, my soul? If you do not ask yourself these questions on a regular basis, the fears that you have inside of you can too often rise up and tell you that because the reason that you are not still getting the big wow nurturing factor out or return from the bath is because it's something you're doing wrong. The bath was perfectly fine for years. So obviously it's not the problem of the bath. The bath didn't do anything wrong. The bath didn't change. So it must be your problem, your fault, that this has stopped working for you. Something you're not doing right. And then on the heels of that fear can come shame. And oftentimes the most common reaction to shame is to shut down, to reject the bath or any other nurturing thing that isn't paying big dividends anymore. But because the shame is so present on the heels of the fear that you are in the wrong, it can be very difficult to take action to replace that bath with something else that does nourish you at this time. So today, I want to introduce the possibility that if something you have done that nourished you for a while, a year, 6 months, 2 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter, and all of a sudden you just don't feel that you're getting out of what you need to get out of it anymore, enter into the possibility with me that it's not something you are doing wrong, but in fact, something you are doing right. You are evolving. You are growing. You are transforming. And at every stage of your metamorphosis, you require different nutrients in order to prepare you for the next stage of your metamorphosis, your transformation. So while taking a bath in the evening might have helped prepare you enormously for a long time for a particular stage of your transformation. Maybe once you are past that big shift, you need something else. And it can be overwhelming to just keep adding. Well, I have to take a bath, I have to do this, I have to do that, but now I need this new thing, and then this new thing. And all of a sudden, you feel overwhelmed because there are not enough hours in the day. Before you ever drop something that once nourished you, beloved ones, please, please make sure that you are replacing it with some other action that nurtures you now on some level. Maybe on all levels at once. Maybe you are discovering things that nurture you on all levels. So don't feel you have to keep adding on. It's okay to let go of things that once served you, good things, nurturing things, wonderful things, but that no longer nurture you. As long as you make conscious decision, you really make sure that you have replaced that action, that behavior, with something that does nurture you as you are now. Because the act of nurturing yourself is a continued declaration to all the love, all the power, all the beings that surround you. It is an exercise of your free will to declare, yes, I choose nurturing today. And do not assume that that word falls into a very small and limited category. That nurturing is only very, very soft and quiet and gentle. Nurturing yourself could be climbing to the top of Mount Everest. It could be going out dancing and being wild and free in your movements. And it can also be very quiet and very still, very gentle. You know, you feel when something is nurturing you, when people are nurturing to you, when you are nurturing for them, to them, with them, you can feel it. And if you are just going through the motions, if you are enduring, stop. Step back. Pause. Breathe. And ask yourself, what nurtures my mind today? What nurtures my heart today? What nurtures my body, my soul, my energy, my being today? And from that wellspring of nurturing, how can I nurture others and all the life that is around me? Trust your inner wisdom. Trust your common sense. And trust your intuition. Trust love and trust me. I will help you in your heart of hearts, in your bones. I will help you to become aware of what nurtures you today. Not tomorrow, not last week or last year, but today. So that you can provide it for yourself, so that you can call to you those that will help you to provide nurturing. So that you can be willing to be nurtured and to nurture yourself and others. Keep it simple, beloved ones. You do not need a complex system of nutrition for your being. Listen and be still long enough to feel just your next step. And I'll be right there with you every step of the way. I love you. Namaste. Wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh my gosh. Yay, Carol, Marie Paul, Cindy. Oh, I'm extra grateful to be here. Yes, Carol. Diane. Could it be just a one-on-one with private of our own place? I just feel like I would. Could it be just a one-to-one in the privacy of our own place? Yes, Marie Paul, I do private sessions, but only a few times a year. So if you're on my mailing list, then you'll definitely be, I definitely send out a email to the community, letting people know that you can sign up for a one-on-one with Mother. As a matter of fact, I have, I'm going to be creating a block coming up here, some in July and then some in August. So yes, it is absolutely possible. Oh, it's so good to see you here, Sophie. Glad you're back. And Ricardo, lovely. You're so welcome. And Liz, you are so welcome. Susan from Tennessee, mwah, you are so lucky you have Shirley. I'm so happy she moved there to be with you all. I'm thrilled. I'm so thrilled. That's awesome. I bet you guys are having a hoot nanny for sure. Oh, good, Liz. That's great. Yes, it'll be coming up soon. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day. Much love to you, and I hope to see you back here next Monday, same time. Okay, bye-bye.